Moving up and down again. There's no discharge in the war. There's no discharge in the war.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Shepherd's Pie. I'm David.
And I'm Sir Thomas Bertrand.
We're serving up another slice of sermon here. Doing God's work, just delivering the word.
No spectacles today.
Nope.
I've taken them off. For those that don't have the eyes, because they're not watching this, my face is naked. I bear naked before you.
No contacts or anything. He just, I don't know, wanted to mix it up, I guess.
Yeah, I can see that the screen's like right in front of my face, so
we had finished
trying
off.
it out.
We had finished off before with Genesis 31, story of Jacob. He had went and gotten two wives, Rachel and Leah, from his mother's brother, Laban. Was it his mother's brother, or was it his father's brother? It was his
mother's.
No, I think it was his father's family, because he specifically wanted him to have a wife from his bloodline.
But I think that his mother and his father were somewhat related too.
We need to keep a freaking family tree up. We keep
Literally.
We keep blowing it.
The Old Testament's like that hardcore in a lot of these parts.
Watch our episodes in reverse; they'll make a lot more sense. No,
yeah.
But so Laban pulled one over on Jacob because he came and served. He served a little bit of time with him, worked on his field, and Laban's like, "Oh, how can I repay you for this work that you've done?" He's like, "Well, I just want to take your daughter to wife. I really like Rachel." He's like, "All right, well, work for me 7 years, and I'll give you my daughter Rachel." So he works 7 years and goes to marry her, and Laban somehow sneaks in, because it's like you're not married until you consummate the marriage. So like in the dark of night, after a bunch of drink, Laban sneaks in Leah, and Jacob consummates that marriage without knowing, and then
not with Rachel.
Yeah. And then in the morning he's like, "Oh, dude, this was the wrong daughter. Why do you do me so wrong?" And Laban's like, "Don't worry,
dude."
He's like, "I'll give you Rachel if you work another 7 years for me." So Jacob gets stuck there for a while, and then even after he does his 14 years, Laban still wants him to keep working. He's like, "Nope, I'm out of here." So he deuces out, and then Rachel had stolen some idols, because Laban was a false idol worshiper. Laban worshipped false gods, and Rachel wanted a keepsake or something. Those were the false gods she was raised on. So Jacob got himself a wife that worshipped false gods, and she brought trouble upon him, because right away, because she stole her father's idols, they came after Jacob. And pretty sure that's where we left off. I don't know if they confronted each other, right? She gave back.
Let me go back to the end.
They had to search everybody, and she kept like hiding them while they were getting searched, but eventually they were found, and they returned them, and they were able to go their separate ways.
They made a pact. They made an altar, and they made a covenant with each other.
Yep.
Laban and Jacob.
Yep.
And they made a pact to separate.
Yeah, and Jacob was pissed with Rachel. So now we're picking up right after they separated, basically. So this is Genesis 32. And Jacob went on his way, and the angels of God met him. So it's messengers of Elohim. And when Jacob saw them, he said, "This is God's host." He called the name of that place Mahanaim, 2 camps. And God sent messengers before him to Esau his brother unto the land of Seir, the country of Edom, which was that, like, it was like I think it was called Edom because it was like forgotten, or it was lesser or something like that. I'll put it in here what Edom means. And he commanded them, saying, "Thus shall ye speak unto my lord Esau. Thy servant Jacob said thus, I have sojourned with Laban, and stayed there until now. And I have oxen and asses, flocks and manservants and womanservants, and I have sent to tell my lord, that I may find grace in thy sight." So we're just brushing past the angels. It's like some angels met Jacob, but then immediately right after, we're like, Jacob sent some messengers to his brother to try to smooth things over. It's like, what about the angels?
Actually, 1 second. Let's go back to that super quick. So Jacob was on his way, and the angels of God met him. And when Jacob saw them, he said, "This is God's hosts," and he called the name of that place Mahanaim. Okay, and then Jacob sent messengers.
Yeah, before him to his brother Esau.
So between 2 and 3, it's like, what is up with that?
I think it's just the spot gets a name because the angels came down to Jacob. So Jacob's like, this place is sanctified Mahanaim, because not only did these 2 camps come together, us and Laban, we were able to share a meal, make a deal, but then literally angels came down and met us and like sanctified it. So then he named it.
I think this is isn't this a different place than where Laban and Jacob, because it says
he went on his way. They did
that whole thing, and then he went on his way. And then the angels met him.
Yeah, so like how far on his way did he get?
Literally, I don't know. That's weird.
He named it 2 camps. So I imagine the 2 camps is reflecting what just happened previously.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But to just brush over the angels, nothing else happens, is weird. So, yeah, he's reaching out to his brother to try to smooth things over, is all this is.
Do you think that the angels might have imparted that type of counsel on Jacob?
Maybe. It was like, hey, it's been enough time. Maybe you can go home, sort of thing. Maybe. That's a good idea.
Or like to even like send out word to his brother. I mean, maybe he was just planning on showing up. He was just going to show up.
It doesn't allude to that, but they are messengers of the Lord, so they could have told him something for sure.
Yeah. Weird.
So yeah, that I may find grace in thy sight. And the messengers returned to Jacob, saying, We came to thy brother Esau, and also he cometh to meet thee, and 400 men with him. Then Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed, and he divided the people that was with him, and the flocks and the herds and the camels, into two bands, and said, If Esau come to the one company and smite it, then the other company which is left shall escape. And Jacob said, O God of my father Abraham, and God of my father Isaac, the Lord which saidest unto me, Return unto thy country and to thy kindred, and I will deal well with thee. I am not worthy of the least of all the mercies and of all the truth which thou hast showed unto thy servant. For with my staff I passed over this Jordan, and now I am become 2 bands. So he's basically praying to God, saying, I'm not worthy of what you've promised me, because now my brother's coming at me and I had to split my people into 2, and like assuredly one of them are going to die when my brother gets here. He's going to wipe out half of us. And so he's basically like telling God he's not worthy. Deliver me, I pray thee, from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau, for I fear him, lest he will come and smite me, and the mother with the children. So, and the women and the children. And thou saidest, I will surely do thee good, and make thy seed as the sand of the sea, which cannot be numbered for multitude. And he lodged there that same night, and took of what took of that which came to his hand, which is underlined, and took of that
This is talking about the Lord.
which he had, a present for Esau his brother.
The Lord rested with Jacob that night. Right? Isn't that what this is saying? Because he prayed to God, and then God told him that he was going to multiply his seed. And thou saidst, I would
No.
surely do thee good, and make thy seed as a sand in the sea, which cannot be numbered for multitude. That's the same pact made from God to his father and his father's father.
So it's not actually God, because God hasn't really done anything yet. It's still just Jacob praying. So here the red letter is actually Jacob quoting God, not actually God speaking. So Genesis 32:12, and thou saidst, I will surely do thee good, and make thy seed as the number of the sea, which could not be numbered for multitude. That's not directly God speaking to Jacob, it's Jacob quoting God. So here when it says he lodged there that same night, so he's taking a nap, he's spending the night.
Yeah.
And took that which came to his hand, a present for Esau. So it says he took whatever he had. So 200 she-goats and 20 he-goats and 200 ewes and 20 rams, 30 milch camels with their colts, fine kine, and 10 bulls, 20 she-asses and 10 fowls. He delivered them into the hand of his servants, every drove by themselves, and said unto his servants, Pass over before me, and put a space between drove and drove. And he commanded the foremost, saying, When Esau my brother meeteth thee, and asketh thee, saying, Whose art thou? And whither goest thou? And whose are these before me? Then thou shalt say, They be thy servant Jacob. It is a present unto my lord Esau, and behold, also he is behind us. So after sleeping, Jacob got the idea, I'm going to give Esau a present ahead of time. I'm going to go send out a bunch of animals to him, as much as I can give him, and hopefully declaring myself his servant will spare us from his blade. And so commanded he the second and the third, and all that followed the droves, saying, On this manner shall ye speak unto Esau when ye find him. And say ye moreover, Behold, thy servant Jacob is behind us, for he said, I will appease him with the present that goeth before me, and afterward I will see his face. Peradventure he will accept of me. So went the present over before him, and himself lodged that night in the company. So he's just saying, hopefully this will be good enough. And he rose up that night and took his 2 wives, his 2 women servants, and his 11 sons, and passed over the ford Jabbok. And he took them and sent them over the brook, and sent over that he had. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint, and he wrestled him. And he said, Let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. And he said unto him, What is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and hast prevailed. So this part again, we're going to read it again.
This is wild.
Yeah, Jacob is wrestling God. It doesn't make sense. It's crazy story.
It said a man.
It says,
and wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day.
It says he sent away all his things with his servants, and Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day, or until the dawn. Yeah, it says there wrestled a man with him. But like we said before, like you could see an angel in a poor person, you know? Like you never know if somebody could be an angel in disguise, sort of thing. So like this man apparently is God, because after Jacob's wrestling with him all night, when he saw that he prevailed not against him, so Jacob couldn't prevail against this man, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint. Or maybe it was the other way around. When the man, which would have been God, saw that he prevailed not against him, so maybe God prevailed not against Jacob. And then he touched his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him. So, like, even with a joint out of socket, which God was able to tell with just a touch, he was still able to continue to wrestle with God. And, like, I've heard people say that it's not, like, physically wrestling, but, like, wrestling verbally, contextually, philosophically, you know, like God, like you wrestle with your conscience, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, like...
This feels like it was an actual thing, though. That's what's weird.
Yeah, he touched his thigh and felt that his thigh was out of joint because...
Like, what would that even be symbolic of, right? Like, if you're wrestling and, like, you're trying to be, like, philosophical or even, like, symbolic about this, then what the hell... What does the thigh have to do with it and being out of joint? You know? Like, it feels like it was an actual wrestling match that happened. Like, they were... they were going at it.
And, like...
Wrestling, and then... I don't know. That's wild.
He renames him Israel.
Yep.
Because it's weird that he asks who he is. Like, maybe he wants him to say his name. Like, of course he has to know who he is. He's the son of Isaac, the son of Abraham, you know? So, of course, God has to know who he is.
Maybe Jacob didn't know it was God.
Yeah,
maybe that was the point of it, was that Jacob didn't know it was God or something?
He must have, because God says, "Let me go, for the day breaketh." And he said, so which is Jacob, "I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. So I won't let you go until you bless me." So he must have known it was God. He's looking for a blessing. And God said unto Jacob, "What is thy name?" Why doesn't God know what Jacob's name is?
See, it's like a you know how, like, a father, it, like, whenever a son is, like, leaving on, like, the hunting trip or, like, whatever, they'll ask for the blessing.
Yeah.
It's like, because Jacob couldn't best him and the other dude couldn't best him either, it was almost like a mutual thing happening, where it was like, if you fight a man and both of you are fighting for, like, hours and hours and hours and nothing happens, like, there's something that happens. You break down a little bit and you gain a respect for that person, and, like, a thing happens. And so, like, the guy's like, "Oh, your fucking leg's broke." He's like, "I gotta go." He's like, "I'm done. I gotta go. The day breaketh." And then Jacob's like, "No, you can't go. You can't go. You gotta until you bless me. Like, bless me something. Like, give me something, because we just did this thing. Like, I gotta, like, something to remember it by, really." And the dude was like, "What's your name?" And he's like, "Jacob." And he's like, "Not anymore. Now it's Israel." And, like, gave him a thing. And, like, this guy had to have been, like, knowing of the God of Abraham. He had to have been of that flock of people, because he does this under the same, like, type of pretext that's been done before. So he, like, gave him a godly type name and was like, "For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and hast prevailed." Like, even with a disjointed leg, you just kept going, and, like, even though I was trying to leave, you were like, "No."
I feel like we're missing a lot, because, like, right before this, we have an encounter with angels.
Yep.
Where it's like, it's nothing. And then who knows how much time goes by, and then this happens. It seems like pretty short amount of time goes by, and then this happens. And
it feels like the same night with
yeah, it almost feels like the same night. I'm doubtful it's that quick.
Yeah,
but that's how shit always seems in the Bible. It's just boom, boom, boom. But no, there's got to be a little bit of time at least. But also, it's clear there's a lot missing here. We're getting just a little bit, not enough. So it says, and Jacob asked him, so Jacob asked God and said, "Tell me, I pray thee, thy name." And he said, "Wherefore is it that thou dost ask after my name?" And he blessed him there. So Jacob asked God for a name after Jacob just gave God his name, and God switched it on him. And Jacob's like, it's like some Fae shit, you know? Like, a Fae asks you for your name, and they take it. You try to turn the tables on them. They're too cunning. They already know the game. Jacob's like, what's your name? I'm going to change it on you, you fucker. They just fought all night. That's so funny. God's like, no. And it says he blessed him right there. So instead of being like, fuck you, Jacob, you're not getting my name, he's like, bless you, Jacob, you're not getting my name.
That's awesome.
And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. So, like, yeah, dude, wrestled with God.
Yeah, he did. He wrestled with God.
It's weird that, like, that story, because, like, you know, people must have asked him if he named the place after having seen and wrestled with God. He must have told all of his family, all of his kin, like, yep, that's the place where I met God. I wrestled him. And, like, how does that story not get carried on better than this?
All right, this next part here, yeah, go through just this last one, this next verse super quick.
All right. And as he passed over Penuel, the sun rose upon him, and he halted upon his thigh. So he
like,
limped. The halted is
what's
limped.
up with Penuel, though? Because we have Peniel is what the name of the place is, and then as he passed over Penuel, is that like the river of Peniel, or like what is that?
I don't know, because it's underlined here, but it doesn't give me a translation.
It's so weird. Like, why switch the I and the U? Like, what's up with that?
Yeah. Yeah, that is
It makes me feel like it's not the same place, but then it is kind of, it's literally the same except for one letter, so it makes me feel like it's like of that same place, but like a feature of it.
Maybe it's
I don't even know.
Maybe it's a way to identify like the north side or the south side.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Yes.
Or like
I vibe with that.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, yeah. That I don't know. I saw
you're good.
That. I was like, what the heck?
That was a good thought. We could pull out the concordance and really figure it out.
The concordance.
Therefore, the children of Israel eat not of the sinew which shrank, which is upon the hollow of the thigh unto this day, because he touched the hollow of Jacob's thigh in the sinew that shrank. So it's Jewish tradition not to eat of the sinew which shrank. What is the sinew that shrank? Because like you eat
upon the thigh.
You eat sinew. You eat sinew all the time. I don't know.
There's like a piece of the sinew. The sinew's like your tendon.
It's like a tough part of. It's similar to tendon. It's like I don't know what sinew is. I'm just talking.
Something like that, right?
I think it's like the bullshit in between the muscles. That's kind of like tendony, but it's not actually a tendon. Kind of fatty, not really a fat. Kind of skin like, but not really a skin.
Yeah.
But I don't really know.
The children of Israel do not eat the sinew which shrank.
Yeah.
I wonder what that fucking is. I might have to look into that more at some point.
Yeah, never heard that one. All right. And Jacob.
Next chapter.
Genesis 33. And Jacob lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau came, and with him 400 men. And he divided the children unto Leah and unto Rachel and unto the two handmaids. I wonder if he divided them evenly or each with their own mothers, because then Leah's got like 7 kids to deal with, and the rest of them only got 2 kids to deal with.
you're thinking about Leah. You're like, man, that she's gonna have her hands full.
Yeah, like no, divide them evenly. Come on, man. And he put the handmaids and their children foremost, and Leah and her children aftermost, and Rachel and Joseph hindermost. So he's valuing Rachel the most.
That's the woman he loves.
Is Joseph his firstborn son? Who's Joseph from?
Uh,
No, Reuben was his firstborn son. I don't... Again, we need the family tree. And he passed over before them and bowed himself to the ground 7 times until he came near his brother. And Esau ran to meet him and embraced him and fell on his neck and kissed him, and they wept. And he lifted up his eyes and saw the woman and the children, and said, Who are these with thee? And he said, The children which God hath gracefully given thy servant. Then the handmaidens came near, and they and their children, and they bowed themselves. And Leah also with her children came near, and bowed themselves. And after came Joseph near, and Rachel, and they bowed themselves. And he said, What meanest thou by all this drove which I meet? He's like, What do you mean with all these women and children? And he said, These are to find grace in the sight of my Lord. And Esau said, I have enough, my brother. Keep that thou hast unto thyself. And Jacob said, Nay, I pray thee, if now I have found grace in thy sight, then receive my present at my hand. For therefore I have seen thy face as though I had seen the face of God, and thou wast pleased with me.
thou wast pleased with me. Yeah.
Wast. It's just was.
Yeah.
Take, I pray thee, my blessing that is brought to thee, because God hath dealt gracefully with me, and because I have enough. And he urged him, and he took it. So, for some reason,
That's cool.
Hopefully, we'll see. Esau really was just happy to see his brother and didn't want
I'm
to take
happy
this gift.
about that.
And Jacob's like, no, like, God's blessed me. Like, you see my huge family and all my people. Like,
yeah, like,
this
it.
is what I can give you, and because you're happy with me, I'm happy to give it still.
Yeah, I don't know, it made me feel happy because there's this whole, like, tension leading up to this. There's so much tension involved with it. He's been gone for decades, dude. He's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
He's afraid of his brother, truly. And then he, like, sets this whole thing up. He even gets the children and the women to go away. He's like, I don't want you guys to die, because he's going to come here and just try to kill everyone.
Right.
He's totally, like, prepared for that. He's totally ready, but he's, like, on his way. And then his brother comes to meet him, and they both freaking weep together. They're like, brother. That's crazy. It's awesome. It's sweet, even if it doesn't end up playing out perfectly. I mean, at least in that moment, people weren't slaughtered. They had a moment. It was cool.
And he said, Let us take our journey, and let us go, and I will go before thee. And he said unto him, My Lord knoweth that the children are tender, frail, and the flocks and herds with young are with me. And if men should overdrive them one day, all the flock will die. Then let my Lord, I pray thee, pass over before his servant, and I will lead on softly, leisurely, according as the cattle that goeth before me, and the children be able to endure, until I come unto my Lord, unto Seir. So Esau's like, come on, let's go. And he's like,
yeah,
no.
Literally.
He's like, dude, I
gotta ease into it a little.
My people can't travel that fast. I got baby animals. I gotta herd all these animals. I got kids. Like, we can only go so fast.
Esau got so ahead of himself with it. He's like, let's go. Let's do this thing.
Esau said, Let me now leave with these some of the folk that are with me. And he said, What needeth it? Let me find grace in the sight of my Lord. So Esau returned that day on his way to Seir, and Jacob journeyed to Succoth, and built him a house, and made booths for his cattle. Therefore the name of the place is called Succoth. And Jacob came to Shalem, a city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan, where he came from Paddan Aram, and pitched his tent before the city. And he bought a parcel of field where he had spread his tent at the hand of the children of Hamor, which I imagine children of Hamor are descendants of Ham. But I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Shechem father for 100 pieces of money.
Dude, you really did that, Chem.
Shechem. And he erected there an altar and called it Elohe Israel.
Elohe.
El first Elohim.
Yeah.
It's
like God's land.
Yeah, it's like God's Israel. And Genesis 34. And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, prince of the country, saw her, he took her and lay with her and defiled her. So this wasn't like a consensual
hold on
thing.
a second. Yeah, what is going on here?
So this prince...
Daughter of Leah. Oh, no.
This prince, Shechem, took Leah's daughter, so Jacob's daughter.
Yeah.
Raped her. Defiled her. Violated her, and his soul clave, so his heart clung unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the damsel, and spake kindly unto the damsel. So he did it, and he fell in love. He's thinking with the wrong head. Clearly, Shechem don't think things through very well. And Shechem spake unto his father Hamor, saying, Get me this damsel to wife. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah his daughter. Now his sons were with cattle in the field, and Jacob held his peace until they were come. And Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out unto Jacob to commune with him. And the sons of Jacob came out to the field when they heard it, and the men were grieved, and they were very wroth, because he had wrathfully folly in Israel, in lying with Jacob's daughter, which thing ought not to be done. So this where it says his sons were with the cattle in the field, it's not like they were predisposed flocking sheep. He's saying like his sons are grown. These motherfuckers are fully grown farmers. They're tough. They probably got dudes behind them, you know, like it's not just it's not just Jacob and his people. Like they're strolling up a bunch of brothers, bunch of farmers, bunch of herdsmen. They're ready to break some kneecaps. And Hamor communed with them. So the kid's dad is trying to deal with them. The soul of my son Shechem longeth for your daughter. I pray you, give her to him to wife. And make ye marriages with us, and give your daughters unto us, and take our daughters unto you. And ye shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before you. Dwell and trade ye therein, and get you possessions therein. And Shechem said unto her father and unto her brother, Let me find grace in your eyes, and what ye shall say unto me I will give. Ask me never so much dowry and gift, I will give according as ye shall say unto me, but give me the damsel to wife. And the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor his father deceitfully, and said, Because he had deceived Dinah, their sister,
defiled Dinah,
their sister. And they said unto them, We cannot do this thing, to give our sister to one that is uncircumcised, for that were a reproach to us. But in this will we consent unto you, if ye will be as we be, that every male of you be circumcised. Then we will give our daughters unto you, and we will take your daughters unto us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people. But if ye will not hearken unto us to be circumcised, then we will take our daughter, and we will be gone. And their words pleased Hamor, and Shechem, Hamor's son. So he's stoked. He's going to go get everybody circumcised so that he can wed this girl. But it was a trick. It was a trick laid out. And the young man deferred not to do the thing, because he had delighted in Jacob's daughter, and he was more honorable than all the house of his father. And Hamor and Shechem, my fucking throat's getting dry doing it, and I can't do it anymore.
Say Shechem.
Fucking Shechem. Hamor and Shechem, his son, came unto the gate of their city, and communed with the men of their city, saying, These men are peaceable with us, Therefore let them dwell in the land, and trade therein, for the land, behold, it is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters for us to wife, and let us give them our daughters. Only herein will the men consent unto us for to dwell with us, to be one people, if every male among us be circumcised, as they are circumcised. Shall not their cattle and their substance, and every beast of theirs be ours? Let only us consent unto them, and they will dwell with us. And unto Hamor and unto Shechem, his son, hearkened all that went out of the gate of the city, and every male was circumcised, all that went out of the gate of the city. And it came to pass on the third day, when they were sore, that 2 of the sons of Jacob, Simeon, Levi, Dinah's brethren, took each man his sword, and came upon the city boldly, and slew all the males. So they waited. They knew that in 3 days, all these dudes were going to be super sore and laid up because they just had their dicks chopped off. And they're like,
and then they just came in and raided them.
Yeah, and nobody could fight back because they just had their foreskin chopped.
Dang.
And they slew Hamor and Shechem, his son, with the edge of the sword, and took Dinah out of Shechem's house and went out. The sons of Jacob came upon the slain and spoiled the city because they had defiled their sister. They looted the city.
Yep.
They took their sheep and their oxen and their asses and that which was in the city and that which was in the field, and all their wealth and all their little ones, and their wives they took to captive, and spoiled even all that was in the house. And Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, Ye have troubled me to make me to stink among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites, and I, being few in number, they shall gather themselves together against me and slay me, and I shall be destroyed, I and my house. And they said, Should he deal with our sisters as with a harlot? So Jacob's kind of pissed. He said to Simeon, like, he's saying to his sons that, like, we don't have enough people to fight all of the Canaanites. So, like, if the Canaanites see that we did this to this group of people, like, they took a whole city. So if the larger country of Canaanites see that they did that and they're displeased, they're not going to be able to fight an entire army of Canaanites about it.
Literally. I was thinking that too when I heard about that, like this battle going on. There was a part of me that was like, okay, deserved. But then there's also a part of me that's like, overkill. And this is like a crime of rage, really, to try and seek that justice. And I mean, there is justice to be had for what was done, but to kill the whole city's worth of men and like pillage it too, and then take the women and children as slaves, like, that's getting a bit wild here, huh?
I mean,
like, there's got to be some type of recourse that's going to end up happening from that.
I don't know about that. It kind of.
I feel from Jacob that feeling that Jacob was having, though. He's like, he's not pleased with it. He's like, what are you guys thinking?
It seems like they kind of just get away with it. Like, the end of the chapter is them being like, what do you mean? We should have just let it happen? Like,
no, surely not. But justice of a caliber that's measured would have sufficed.
Is that why people say Simeon dick? Is it because Simeon's a dick in the Bible?
Maybe.
Do you want to read 35?
Yes, absolutely.
I got a little dry with all that shit.
Yeah, I know, dude. That shit was killing me. Not even gonna lie.
A little schmeckle.
That was killing me. Hilarious. Okay. Genesis chapter 35. And God said unto Jacob, Arise, go up to Bethel, and dwell there, and make there an altar unto God, that appeared unto thee when thou fleddest from the face of Esau thy brother. So they went. They kind of took off after that. Then Jacob said unto his household, and to all that were with him, put away the strange gods that are among you, and be clean, and change your garments. So they had, like, strange gods, even with Jacob's family? Like, his household.
I imagine that when Jacob was living with Laban for fucking 14 to 20 years, however long it was.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like he came by himself, or like with a few servants. You know,
I think he came with like one other person or a couple other people.
Yeah, he had a few servants with him. So, in being there, having wives, he must have gotten more men, and then he had children. And his children are now old enough to have their own fields, and so they might have men underneath them. So now we're back to like we were looking at with Abraham and Isaac, like a huge group of men.
Yep, they've grown their numbers again.
So when they were in Laban's land picking up men, some of those probably worship false gods like Laban did.
100%.
And now they just slayed this city and took their women and children and all of their stuff, and so
100%.
A bunch of them probably saw false idols and were like, "Cool, I'm gonna take that. Look at this fucking thing. I'm gonna pocket it. A little silver person, a little golden statue. Hell yeah, I'm gonna throw that in my purse. I'm gonna wear that around my neck. I'm gonna start praying to that every night." And yeah, that's how it infiltrates the Israelites time and time again. Like, we want to look at Israel like. This is the thing. We can't just say Israel's God's chosen people, because this whole story is to show you how Israel, despite being God's chosen people, just keep fucking up time and time and time and time and time again.
Yeah.
Like, we're all fuck ups.
100%. It's not sin is not it's not segregated to a group of people.
Right.
It's a shared human experience.
So yeah, they certainly had false gods among them.
Yeah, that was just you figure that like he would keep his house in like a certain order.
I mean, it's a lot of people to be looking after, you know?
Because it is a lot of people.
Like, his house probably is in order, but you can't keep everybody's house in order.
Yeah.
But then God's like, get rid of your false gods, clean it up.
Yeah, he felt the urge to be like, okay, we gotta clean this mess up a little bit, because this is not gonna fly. This can't happen.
Actually, this is keeping his house clean, because this isn't God saying it to Jacob, it's Jacob saying it to his people. Put away the strange gods that are among you. So he's like, get rid of it. I've seen it. I don't like it.
And be clean and change your garments. Stop being filthy. That's literally what this is about right now. It's like get those things out of here. Be clean. Clean your house. Clean your fields. Keep your animals clean. And change your freaking clothes, won't you? You heathen?
Yeah, just
like, that's literally
just because we conquered a bunch of fucking heathenistic people doesn't mean y'all have to act like them now because you took their stuff.
We're not barbarians.
Yeah.
Okay. And let us arise and go up to Bethel, and I will make there an altar unto God, who answered me in the day of my distress, and was with me in the way which I went. And they gave unto Jacob all the strange gods which were in their hand, and all their earrings which were in their ears. And Jacob hid them under the oak which was by Shechem. And they journeyed. I don't know why that messed with my head, but it did. And they journeyed, and the terror of God was upon the cities that were round about them, and they did not pursue after the sons of Jacob. That's wild. So this band of Jacob's people are moving around. These cities know about it, that they're moving past, but the terror of God was upon those cities, and they didn't even bother to come after them. They were like, nope, we're not going after those guys.
So I wonder, because it says, and the terror of God. So I wonder if God directly influenced maybe some of their leaders or some of their peoples in dreams or with angels to not attack, or if it was just a reputation that these are
Yeah.
God's people. You don't attack
It
God's
might be
people.
both. It might be both, honestly. Might be a little bit of everything happening right there. The terror of God. Like, they don't want to go up against them because they're like,
They've seen what
we
happens.
don't know. We don't know, yeah. So Jacob came to Luz, which was in the land of Canaan, that is Bethel, he and all the people that were with him. And he built there an altar and called the place El Bethel, because there God appeared unto him when he fled from the face of his brother. But Deborah, Rebekah's nurse, died, and she was buried beneath Bethel under an oak, and the name of it was called Elon Bakuth. Elon Bakuth.
The Oak of Weeping.
Oh. And God appeared unto Jacob again when he came out of Padanaram, and blessed him. And God said to him, Thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel. I thought we already established that. Oh, we did establish that, but it's like he went back to Jacob. Was that because of his brother Esau? His brother Esau came up to him and recognized him as Jacob, and it almost like wiped away the fact that he was renamed Israel.
Yeah.
And then he just kept going by Jacob for a while, and God came back down and was like, hey, your name was Jacob, but you're not Jacob anymore. Right. You're Israel.
Right.
He had to like reiterate that.
And Jacob had named his land Israel.
Yeah.
Like it said that he named the territory Israel. I think that's what it was saying. But
no, it was.
Yeah. But yeah, that's weird.
Wild.
Because it does.
And God said
he does go back. You're right.
It's almost like he had to come back down and reiterate that.
Yeah.
Almost like Jacob either forgot or he submitted to his brother Esau in that fact. Like maybe not even like intentionally as like a thing, but like just that it happened.
Right.
That happened.
Right.
Because we have just been referring to him as Jacob again, and even me and you reading this, we just started referring to him as Jacob again. We didn't even like that. That's crazy. Just that sheer fact.
I mean,
because that's how you could tell kind of what happened.
It's hard to refer to him as Israel.
Forgot too. Yeah, I get that, but it was a name that God gave him.
It's not like an Abraham, you know.
Jacob, where it's like similar, little Jacob same but different.
Yeah, Jacob Israel is a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot. That is a lot. I mean, it gives us a little bit of wiggle room with it, but yeah, that's wild. Okay, your name is Jacob, all right? But it's not anymore. It's Israel. And God said unto him, I am God Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins. And the land which I gave Abraham and Isaac, to thee I will give it, and to thy seed after thee I will give the land. And God went up from him in the place where he talked with him. And Jacob set up a pillar in the place where he talked with him, even a pillar of stone. And he poured a drink offering thereon, and poured oil thereon. And Jacob called the name of the place where God spake with him Bethel. And they journeyed from Bethel, and there was but a little way to come to Ephrath. And Rachel traveled, and she had hard labor. And it came to pass, when she was in hard labor, that the midwife said unto her, Fear not, thou shalt have this son also. And it came to pass, as her soul was in departing, for she died, that she called his name Benani, but his father called him Benjamin. That's sad.
Yeah.
And Rachel died and was buried in the way to Ephrath.
So Benani means son of my sorrow, and Benjamin means son of the right hand.
Yeah. Well, yeah, see, she named it because she was sad when she was dying like that. Like, it sucks. And then the father was like, "No, we're not gonna
Bro,
keep that sorrow upon you.
yeah, son
We're
of
gonna
my
raise you up."
sorrow.
It is sad though, man.
Yeah.
It's freaking sad. And Rachel died and was buried in the way to Ephrath, which is Bethlehem. Bethlehem. And Jacob set a pillar upon her grave. That is the pillar of Rachel's grave unto this day. And Israel journeyed. There we go. And Israel journeyed.
Yeah.
Now we're making that shift. And Israel journeyed and spread his tent beyond the tower of Edar. And it came to pass, when Israel dwelt in that land, that Reuben went in and lay with Bilhah, his father's concubine.
Ooh.
And Israel heard it. Now the sons of Jacob were 12. The sons of Leah, Reuben, Jacob's firstborn, and Simeon, and Levi, and Judah, and Issachar, and Zebulun. These sons of Rachel, Joseph, and Benjamin. And these sons of Bilhah, Rachel's handmaid, Dan, and Naphtali. And the sons of Zilpah, Leah's handmaid, Gad, and Asher. These are the sons of Jacob, which were born to him in Padanaram. And Jacob came unto Isaac his father, unto Mamre, unto the city of Abra, which is Hebron, where Abraham and Isaac sojourned. And the days of Isaac were 180 years. Dang, 180 years.
Wow.
And Isaac gave up the ghost and died, and was gathered unto his people.
So, wait. Isaac's been alive this whole time?
Yeah.
I thought they were talking about he left because Isaac died. And after Isaac died, Esau's like,
You're right.
I'm going to kill my brother after I'm done mourning my dad's death. Huh. Maybe it's not.
Oh, well,
maybe
that's
it's not
'cause
chronological. Maybe they're just saying.
I think that it could just be because that's where his father's buried,
Yeah.
and it was like kind of a recognition of his father. I don't know. And died, and was gathered unto his people, being old and full of days. And his sons Esau and Jacob buried him.
It's so weird.
Yeah, the way that happened at the end there is very strange. Like, there was like a weird thing happening
It's like
there
a
too.
time loop.
Yeah.
I don't subscribe to that theory, but like, what if they're just what if they're just in a time loop?
Literally, that'd be wild.
Then Isaac dies, so then they gotta split off, and he goes to LeBron, finds Rachel again.
LeBron. You just said LeBron, bro.
I said it on purpose.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it on accident. I was like, dude.
No, because you said it like 4 times in the last episode.
I know, it was hilarious.
Oh.
It was really funny. Okay, we're going on to the next.
Generations.
Genesis chapter 36. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. Esau took his wives of the daughters of Canaan, Adah and the daughters of Elon the Hittite, and Ibama. Hello, Ibama.
Obama.
The daughter... Obama. The daughter of Anna, the daughter of Zibeon the Hivite, and Bashemath, Ishmael's daughter, sister of Nebajoth. And Adah bare unto Esau Eliphaz, and Bashemath bare Reuel. And Olibama Bear, dude, that's a bad name. That's a terrible name. I got to get that real quick. And
Just call her Obama.
I'm not calling her Obama. That's heresy.
Aholibama. Aholibama.
Aholo.
Aholibama.
Aholibama. Aholibama. Aholibama. Aholibama. Okay, got it. They're Jush and Jalam and Korah. These are the sons of Esau, which were born unto him in the land of Canaan. And Esau took his wives and his sons and his daughters, and all the persons of his house, and his cattle, and all his beasts, and all of his substance, which he had got in the land of Canaan, and went into the country from the face of his brother Jacob. For their riches were more than they might dwell together, and in the land wherein they were strangers, could not bear them because of their cattle. So there was just too much. They couldn't dwell together because they just had too much cattle and too much going on. Yeah. They couldn't sustain it in one land. They had to separate.
Did you notice they started referring to him as Jacob again?
Yeah, what's up with this? What is up with this? I'm not liking that. There's something with that, man.
Yeah, there's got to be.
There has to be. And I'm not getting it. I wanna like consult a biblical scholar about this and be like, what's going on with this? You had to have thought of this.
I don't know.
Wild. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom.
Esau is Edom.
Yep.
Like.
And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir. What were you gonna say?
I'm just wondering, like, they called the land Edom, but they're saying Esau is Edom.
Yeah.
I'm just confused a little bit on that, I guess, but Edomites.
Me too.
Edomites are going to be the sons of Esau.
The house of the land of it's like the structure of Esau. Like his whole, like, you know how kings have like their courts and then their subjects and then there's the civilians of like the land. It's like that's the thing going on there.
Right.
Like Edomites are the people under Edom, and they serve his under his name and of his land, like of that system. I don't know, that's the way my brain works with it. And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir. These are the names of Esau's sons. Eliphaz, the son of Ada, his wife Ada, the wife of Esau. Reuel, the son of Bashemath, the wife of Esau. And the sons of Eliphaz were Teman, Omar, Zepho, and Gatam, and Kenaz. Now those are names right there. And Timnah was a concubine of Eliphaz, Esau's son. And she bare to Eliphaz Amalek. These were the sons of Ada, Esau's wife. And these are the sons of Reuel. Huh?
Amalek.
Yep, that's a name that craps up.
And Kenaz reminds me of Ashkenaz.
It very, very well could have relevancy there. These names that's something to really get hammered home too, like to even just people listening. Right. It's like this stuff does hold precedence. It sucks with how it gets laid out for us, but it is laid out for us. If we did the work as like just people reading the Bible, and there are people that have, and there are existing charts, but I feel like almost like even like every individual is supposed to kind of do it, because I think it helps you. It helps you understand more going on with it, because otherwise it's a confusing jumble of names that you end up reading so many names and they're not put in any like context that it makes it
right
scatter. It doesn't keep it together in like chronological and relevant.
It really
but these are relevant names.
If you're gonna buy a Bible, like if you haven't bought a Bible yet, you need to buy a Bible. Don't get like a pocket Bible. Don't get a reference Bible. Don't get a simple Bible. Get the most elaborate study Bible you can find. Because the more shit that you can have
the older,
at
the
your
better.
fingertips to help you understand, like My Bible's got tons of stuff in here that helps, and it's still not even enough.
The older, the better.
Yeah, I agree.
Get the oldest one you can find. If it's got gold on the rims of the pages and maybe even a little bit of art on there and like it's kind of falling apart, awesome. Xerox the shit out of it. Give me a copy. Okay. These are the sons of Reuel. Okay. Nahath and Zerah and Shammah and Mizah. These were the sons of Bashemath, Esau's wife. And these were the sons of Aholibamath, the daughter of Anna, the daughter of Zibeon, Esau's wife. And she bare to Esau Jush and Jalam and Korah. These were dukes of the sons of Esau, the sons of Eliphaz, the firstborn son of Esau. Duke Teman, Duke Omar, Duke Zepho, and Duke Kenaz. Duke Korah, Duke Gedem, and Duke Amalek. These are the dukes that came of Eliphaz in the land of Edom. These were the sons of Ada. And these are the sons of Reuel, Esau's son, Duke Nahath, Duke Zerah, Duke Shammah, Duke Mizah. These are the dukes that came of Reuel in the land of Edom. These are the sons of Bashemath, Esau's wife. And these are the sons of Alobama, Esau's wife, Duke Jush, Duke Jalam, Duke Korah. These were the dukes that came of Alabama, the daughter of Anna, Esau's wife. These are the sons of Esau, who is Edom, and these are their dukes. And these are the sons of Seir, the Horite, who inhabited the land. Lotan and Shobal and Zibeon and Anna, and Dishan and Ezer and Dishan. These are the dukes of the Horites, the children of Seir in the land of Edom. And the children of Lotan were Hori and Hemam, and Lotan's sister was Timnah. And the children of Shobal were these: Alvan and Manahath and Ebal, Shepho, and Onam. These are the children of Zibeon, both Ajah and Anna. This was that Anna found in the mules in the wilderness, as he fed the asses of Zibeon his father. And the children of Anna were these: Dishan and Alabama, the daughter of Anna. And these are the children of Dishan, which were Hamdan, and Ashban, and Ithran, and Cheran. The children of Ezer are these: Bilhan, and Zavan, and Akan. The children of Dishan are these: Uz and Aaron. These are the dukes that came of the Horites: Duke Lotan, Duke Shobal, Duke Zibeon, and Duke Anna. Duke Dishan, Duke Ezer, Duke Dishan. There's Dishan and Dishan. Distinction.
Yep.
Distinctions. These are the dukes that came of Hori among their dukes in the land of Seir. And these are the kings that reigned in the land of Edom before there reigned any king over the children of Israel. And Bela, the son of Beor, reigned in Edom. And the name of his city was Dinhabah. And Bela died, and Jacob, the son of Zerah of Bozrah, reigned in his stead. And Jacob died,
Joe
and Husham, Jobab. Oh, dang, you're right, dude. I messed that. I messed 33 up. It's Jobab. Sorry, guys. Jobab. And Jobab died. And Husham of the land of Temani reigned in his stead. And Husham died. Hadad, the son of Bedad, who smote Midian in the field of Moab, reigned in his stead. And the name of the city was Avith. And Hadad died. And Samlah of Masrekah reigned in his stead. And Samalah died. And Saul of Rehoboth by the river reigned in his stead. And Saul died. And Baal-Hanan, the son of Achbar, reigned in his stead. And Baal-Hanan, the son of Achbar, died. And Hadar reigned in his stead. And the name of his city was Pau. And his wife's name was Mehetabel, the daughter of Matred, the daughter of Mezahab. Man, I'm killing it right now.
Yeah. I'm willing to put money that this Baal-Hanan is a Baal worshiper. And he
has to be.
He changed his name to that.
Baal-Hanan. Not to be confused with Betty-Hana. Or Baal-Haman.
But it's...
What a wild thing reading all these names, man. You know what we really could do? And this is simple. And I don't know, it makes me want to really do it. Because I do feel like it's important. Just alongside this, as you're reading through this whole section, the generations, you could write down, like, the name of the father and the mother, and then break down all the kids, and then give them the titles, and just you can make like a pretty good little graph out of it.
Yeah.
And kind of keep it stored in that way so that you can kind of have a little bit more of a visual cue for what you're looking at. Because the names do show up, and there is other historical text. That's the thing too, is a lot of stuff is left out of like canonical Bible, but there is a lot of like historical texts too of the time, and you'll get glimpses of these people and like of their nations, at least, like stuff that carries the name or carries other historical like story that you could actually like put together the pieces. You could be like, oh, well, that's referring to this guy who was this person's son, like the land that they're divvied out, and it helps with understanding stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm not a archaeologist or a scholar of ancient Middle East, Israel area, but...
And we got to remember that these are all descendants of Esau, who was a hairy beast man that was able to fight Nimrod. He took a bunch of Canaanite wives, so they're cursed. So this is a messed up bloodline. So anybody that, you know, these names pop up over time, we're going to see that, like, they're giants sometimes.
It goes into the blood, and it can it probably does pop out as giantism at times.
So names to remember for sure.
Different manifestations of from the fallen. That's a weird thing to think about.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're back to... All right, we did 39, okay. And these are the names of the dukes that came of Esau, according to their families, after their places, by their names: Duke Timnah, Duke Alva, Duke Japheth, Duke Alabama, Duke Ella, Duke Pinan, Duke Kenaz, Duke Teman, Duke Mizbar, Duke Magdiel, Duke Iram. These be the dukes of Edom, according to their habitations, in the land of their possessions. He is Esau, the father of the Edomites. So it just gave us the Edomites. That's what all of this just was. This is the Edomites.
Yep.
Enter Edomites. That's this.
You want me to take back over? That was a workout.
Yeah, do it. Yeah. For sure.
All right, Genesis 37. And Jacob dwelt in the land wherein his father was a stranger, in the land of Canaan. There are generations of Jacob. Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brethren, and the lad was with the sons of Bilhah and with the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives. And Joseph brought unto his father their evil report, a bad report. And Israel loved Jacob more than all his children, because he was the son of his old age. Oh, so he was his youngest son. And he made him a coat of many colors. And when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him, and could not speak peaceably unto him. And Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it to his brethren, and they hated him yet more.
What the heck, man?
I wonder what the dream was, if it was prophetic, or if it was like, I dream you guys would treat me like a brother, and they're like, fuck you. And he said unto them, Hear, I pray you, this dream which I have dreamed. For behold, we were binding sheaves in the field, and lo, my sheaf arose, and also stood upright. And behold, your sheaves stood round about, and made obeisance? Made
my sheaf. Obeisance.
Made obeisance to my sheep.
So he's saying that yes.
So he's saying that you all bowed down to me.
Yeah.
And his brethren said unto him, Shalt you indeed reign over us, or shalt thou indeed have dominion over us? And they hated him yet more for his dreams and for his words. That's so funny. And he dreamed yet another dream, and told it to his brethren, and said, Behold, I have dreamed a dream more, and behold, the sun of the moon and the 11 stars made obeisance to me. And he told it to his father and to his brethren, and his father rebuked him, and said unto him, What is this dream that thou hast dreamed? Shall I and my mother and thy brethren indeed come to bow down ourselves thee to the earth? And his brethren envied him, but his father observed the saying. He remembered it. And his brethren went to feed their father's flock in Shechem. And Israel said unto Joseph, Do not thy brethren feed the flock in Shechem? Come, and I will send thee unto them. And he said to him, Here am I. And he said to him, Go, I pray thee, see whether it be well with thy brethren, and well with the flocks, and bring me word again. So he sent him out of the vale of Hebron, and he came to Shechem. And a certain man found him, and behold, he was standing wandering in the field. And the man asked him, saying, What seekest thou? And he said, I seek my brethren. Tell me, I pray thee, where they feed their flocks. And the man said, They are departed hence, for I heard them say, Let us go to Dothan. And Joseph went after his brethren, and found them in Dothan. And when they saw him afar off, even before he came near unto them, they conspired against him to slay him. And they said unto one another, Behold, this dreamer cometh. Come now, therefore, and let us slay him, and cast him into some pit, and we will say, Some evil beast hath devoured him, and we shall see what will become of his dreams. So they're really pissed off. They plan to fucking kill him. And
they hated him. They hated him. They really hated him. They hated him so much they were going to do evil things.
And Reuben heard it. Reuben's the eldest. And he delivered him out of their hands, and said, Let us not kill him. And Reuben said unto them, Shed no blood, but cast him out into this pit. But cast him into this pit that is in the wilderness, and lay no hand upon him, that he might rid him out of their hands, to deliver him to his father again. And it came to pass, when Joseph was come unto his brethren, that they stripped Joseph out of his coat of many colors that was on him, and they took him, and cast him into a pit, and the pit was empty, there was no water in it. And they sat down to eat bread, and they lifted up their eyes, and looked off, and behold, a company of Ishmaelites came from Gilead, with their camels bearing spicery, and balm, and myrrh, going to carry it down to Egypt. And Judah said unto his brethren, What profit is it if we slay our brother, and conceal his blood? Come, let us sell him to the Ishmaelites, and let not our hand be upon him, for he is our brother, and our flesh. And his brethren were content. Then there passed by Midianites, merchantmen, and they drew and lifted up Joseph out of the pit, and sold Joseph to the Ishmaelites for 20 pieces of silver. And they brought Joseph to Egypt. And Reuben returned unto the pit, and behold, Joseph was not in the pit, and he rent his clothes. And he returned unto his brethren, and said, The child is not, and whither shall I go? Where shall I go? And they took Joseph's coat, and killed the kid of the goats, and dipped the coat in the blood. And they sent the coat of many colors, and they brought it to their father, and said, This have we found. Know now whether it be thy son's coat or no. And he knew it, and said, It is my son's coat. The evil beast has devoured him. Joseph is without doubt rent in pieces. So
That's crazy.
Jacob's convinced that Joseph's dead because they bled a goat onto his coat of many colors after having had sold him to the Ishmaelites who were going to Egypt.
Yeah, so, man, the son Reuben, or his older brother Reuben, it's like...
This is where we're going to end, because this turns out so good, and we're going to save this for our next story.
Are we going to get to the end of the chapter, at least?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. Where are we? We did 31, and then we did 32, and then we did 33. Okay.
Or 34. And Jacob rent his clothes, and put sackcloth upon his loins, and mourned for his son for many days. So he tore his clothes off, and put a sack around his junk. And he
wore underwear that was very uncomfortable.
Yeah, and for several days, he mourned his son like that. And all his sons and all his daughters rose up to comfort him, but he refused to be comforted. And he said, For I will go down into the grave unto my son mourning. Thus his father wept for him, and the Midianites sold him unto Egypt, unto Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh's and capital of the guard. So I had messed it up twice, I guess, because I said Isaac before was the one that goes to Egypt, and then I said that it was Jacob, because Jacob's the one that gets renamed into Israel. But I was wrong. It's Joseph who goes into Egypt. Joseph is going to get Egypt rich, but he's going to go make friends with Pharaoh, and then he's going to come back and get all of his brothers, and they're all going to go to Egypt. And so this is a good story. I really like this.
Yep. We got past the frickin' the generation thing.
Yeah, sorry, you got hit with that one.
It's all right. It's okay.
Got so-and-so, but got so-and-so. It's like
someone has to do it.
How many freaking... it's hard for me to keep up with it. How many wives did Esau have?
A lot. He had quite a few. And a lot of kids. He was doing the thing, dude. He was doing the thing.
Dude,
and
they're all going to get wiped out.
It's crazy.
Once Moses frees them, and they establish themselves. They just start going around wrecking house.
This coat of many colors, though.
It reminds me of the coat that was
from like Ham type deal
from the tabernacle.
Oh. Yeah.
Because Aaron had the coat with the gems on it.
Yeah.
So maybe Jacob knew the story, so he had made his favorite son a similar jacket, a similar coat of many colors with like the gemstones. It would have had 9 different gemstones in it. The same that Aaron the priest wore. But I don't know, that doesn't make sense that he would like remake that, because that was like it's like considered an artifact, it's like it's like the Holy Grail, you only get one. Yeah. Apparently there's like 7 Ark of the Covenants from what I hear, but I don't know if I believe that. There should only be 1 Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
But apparently there's a couple.
How would there be 7?
Or 3? I don't know. I've heard from a couple different people that there's more than 1.
That is insanely strange.
It's like Russia has one, and the Vatican has one, and the CIA has 2, and some are missing. I don't know.
I feel like they're all fakes then.
It seems
they've
like
all got like carefully crafted fakes.
You may be able to just build it.
I mean, yeah, you could create a fake, but like the Ark of the Covenant that was sitting in the tabernacle,
right,
with God's freaking fire in there.
You don't think people would have like passed on that knowledge of how to make it, and then other people would have tried to make it?
It was super guarded. Like stuff like that was that type of stuff is insanely guarded. I think that
I don't believe
there was
that. I don't believe that for a second, because we're seeing time and time again how much these people of God are going to just keep fucking up, So even though it was like, oh, these certain people take care of the tabernacle, those people could have been fucking off, because they're not like, the Levites weren't getting paid like everybody else was getting paid. They couldn't keep land and keep possessions because they had to keep after the tabernacle. So maybe they were out there selling secrets for extra shit,
I feel like during that time, though, when God was there, and like they saw what happened in the tabernacle, they saw people getting absolutely roasted.
Yeah,
they knew what was going on,
because those people were still fucking up even though God was there. You're about to say God was there, so they were beholden to the rules more. No, they fucking weren't. They were getting roasted left and right for not obeying the rules, even though God was there.
Exactly.
So somebody's going to sell the secret.
I don't think they were selling the secret. Just
why? Why do you have the faith in them like that?
I don't have the faith in them. I have the faith in God that God wouldn't let that happen. That's like God's vessel on earth. He's not just going to let that go out to freaking Russia, the CIA, freaking all these other places. Like, that's crazy. So that they can just drum them up whenever they want. They can just have God come here whenever they want.
I'm not vested in that belief, but the idea that the secret could have got out definitely is not beyond belief to me.
I mean, I could definitely fault people, but I would never think that God would offer up something so sacred that is so closely linked to him to people. He doesn't have
to go into it. He doesn't have to make it powerful. He doesn't have to bestow any power into it. Maybe it worked at one point in time because somebody that built it and used it actually had a connection and a need or a path from God. So God's like, all right, I'll come into your tabernacle. You know, maybe they did work at one point or another.
These arcs, dude. The Ark of the Covenant.
But yeah, this was a little slice of sermon. You know,
Little slice of sermon for you folks.
Yep, fucking come back next time. This is going to be a good story we're getting into next time with Joseph. We're going to try to cover a lot because there's a big time skip. And so if we can get through that chunk, that'll be a solid little chunk. Nice story. So we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe. We need more subscribers. We're getting a lot of viewers, getting a lot of comments, a lot of interaction. We need subscription. So follow, hit the bell, whatever platforms your preference. Apparently Apple Podcast is working now all of a sudden. So we got Apple Podcast,
very nice.
YouTube, but most importantly would be our Spotify. If you could, it'd be much appreciated. We love you guys. God bless.
God bless.
That's all we got. Peace.
See you next time.